Hello everyone and welcome to my preview of the first night race meeting season in Victoria. It's Moir Stakes night, highlighted by the Moir Stakes to be run over the 1,000 metres at the Valley. We're going to get straight on with the preview. But just before we do, don't forget that Supercoach racing starts on Turnbull Stakes weekend. The league code for my league is 597741, so if you can join up, it'll be much appreciated because it is a very fun game to be a part of. On to the winners. Race 1 is a 3-year-old Colts and Geldings race over the 1,200 metres, and draft day is the $3.30 favourite for Damien Oliver, Leon and Troy Corsons out of Minx Moment coming down from Sydney. We're going to take a look at a recent replay from Prowling from the Greg Urell team at Cranbourne. This was over the same distance as what it faces on Friday night at the Valley, and this was very good. You can see it's under pressure here, but once it gets out in clear air, it absolutely explodes. Greg Urell has a high opinion of Prowling and Cuban Link. Now, Cuban Link won impressively yesterday at Flemington, and I reckon this guy is going better, and I reckon this guy can win on the weekend. I reckon he's going to map perfectly. I think he's over the odds. Craig Williams sticks with it at $9.50. I'm happy to take Prowling on top. Exceed Expect. Totally forgive its last run. 2 runs back, 1 at Sale. I reckon it's over the odds. 5 each way at 50-1. DARCEANDERMILL will put itself on speed from gate 3 and give it every chance. The real speedster. And Fire won a good maiden at Bendigo last start, so it's got to be considered. But Prowling and Exceed Expect are the 2 on top for me. I reckon they're hard to go past. Race 2 is a benchmark 84 over the 1,200 metres, and Lombardo is the $3 favourite ahead of Rain Beal at $3.60, and they clearly head the market out to $8.50 for Jumbo Azaki. This is a recent effort of Lombardo in Adelaide, a benchmark 78 over 1,200 metres it contested here, and won by a space of 6 lengths. Now, I looked at its past couple of runs to see what had changed, because I'd had it a couple of times the starts before in Melbourne and it did absolutely nothing. So I found out that it had been carrying 61 and 60 kilos in Melbourne, and it dropped down to 55 here and absolutely destroyed them. Drops down to 52 here. Puts itself on speed. I reckon it'll love the Valley, so I've got it on top again. I reckon Lombardo's the way to go. So KALAHAD, pretty good run in the McEwen, 3-hour without cover, still ran 5th. It's a good chance, jumping from gate 4. Front page, it's in my black book. I don't think it's ready yet, but it's a classy horse, so it's got to go in there. And OCULAR, I think that's over the odds. We'll be storming home from the back and giving them a sight. But Lombardo's on top for me in race 2. Race 3 is the Group 2 Stakes over the 1,600 metres. Sandy Prince is the $3.80 favourite ahead of Forgot You at $4.20, and then Mr. Mozart's out to $5.50. We're going to take a look at the replay of the 2 favourites, Sandy Prince and Forgot You at the Valley. Sandy Prince set a slow speed early and then bolted away from them at about, as you can see, the 600 to the 400. I've got Sandy Prince on top again. I just think down to 1,400 metres will suit it. You can see it was stopping the last 100 metres, probably peaked on its run, so if it can set a softer speed down to 1,400 metres from gate 2, Craig Williams, it'll go very well, and Forgot You might not be able to wind up like it did here if Sandy Prince can do that. So I like them both, just in case something wants to take on Sandy Prince. I got 20 the win on both Forgot You and Sandy Prince. Mr. Mozart won very well against Artorias last start, so it has to be considered. And Micro is up in class here, but it was a very good win last time, and I've got that in for 4th. I reckon Sandy Prince and Forgot You are the 2 horses for me. They're the 2 favourites, so they've got to be a chance. Race 4 is the Group 3 Scarborough Stakes over the 1,200 metres, and Larkspur Run for Godolphin is the $3.90 favourite ahead of Serades for Mark and Levi Kavanagh at $4.80. This is the last start effort of TYCOON, HUMMA, Glistening and Flying EVELYN. You can see TYCOON HUMMA, it's looming up as if it's going to be a chance, but that's when it got its tongue over the bit and choked down. Onto the others, Flying EVELYN probably should have beaten Crystal Bound in the end, and Glistening was held up for a run and did very well late. Now, with TYCOON HUMMA, I had it black booked. I had it last start. I'll be forgiving of that run. 2 back in the Cosette was very, very good. I don't think the Valley will suit it all that well, but it'll storm out from the back and do something. 10 each way on TYCOON HUMMA. Glistening, if it can get into a position from that wide gate, it's also going to be pretty hard to beat. Larkspur Run was pretty good behind Zuzarella last start, ran 2nd. Craig Williams sticks, gate 4 will go well, and Flying EVELYN should have beaten Crystal Bound last start, so it's a pretty good chance. 10 each way on TYCOON HUMMA. This is its last chance for me, but I've got it on top. Race 5 is the first heat of the 955 series at the Valley of Benchmark 84 over the 955 metres, and Curran is the $3.90 favourite. So we're going to take a look at a last start effort of Curran. This was its trial at Cranbourne, and it finished second in this trial. The horse that beat it was Brooklyn Hustle, so pretty good form lines. I'm not reading too much into this trial. I just like how it draws gate 4. It'll be sitting off a fast speed, hopefully midfield. It's a real speedster. Gets in with a lightweight again, and you saw what it did last preparation. Once it got onto a lightweight, it is good. So Curran, it's a drifting favourite, but I'm happy to be with it at $3.90. I'm very sad Starry Legend got scratched last week, but it'll have the speed to come across from that wide gate and settle in the first couple, so it's got to go in there. War Correspondent will get a soft time of it from gate 2 for Damien Thornton and get out late, and LEITER's pretty good first up as well, so I'm happy to put that in for 4th, but I'm with Curran. I reckon it's the way to go in the first heat. Race 6 is the Group 3 JRA Cup over the 2,000 metres. Defibrillate is the $4 favourite ahead of Secret Blaze at $5, and up there, number 1 was HOMESMAN at about $4.80. We're going to take a look at a last start effort of Defibrillate at Flemington. This was its second up performance, so it's entitled probably not to do as well as what it'll do on the weekend, and it still did very well. It probably should have nearly won this race. It got held up. It'll be ready third up to the 2,000 metres. It's drawn gate 5 ideally. Billy Egan is on. It's just the recipe for winning for this horse on the weekend. The only little query, I don't think the Valley is its right track, but I reckon it's the best of the night. 30 the win on Defibrillate. I reckon it can get it done third up. GALAYEL won this race last year. Maps to get a good run, so it's got to go in there. Mount POPA is one of the favourites for the Caulfield Cup, so it's got to go in there as well. Just needs some luck from gate 11. HOMESMAN's good first up, but first up over the 2,000 metres is the only query I had with it. Defibrillate, though, I reckon it's the best of the night. 30 the win on it. I reckon we're going to get a return in the JRA Cup. Race 7 is the feature. The Group 1 Moir Stakes over the 1,000 metres. Profiteer is the $3.90 favourite ahead of the Inferno at $5 and $7 for Wild Ruler. We're going to take a look at a last start effort of Portland Sky, the Inferno, and September Run. Portland Sky worked to be outside the leader and held on okay. The Inferno just had the perfect sit off him and ran on well, and so did September Run. Now, Portland Sky will have to do some work from gate 8, and if it gets into a spot, I reckon it's a big chance. The Inferno had the benefit of a run over Portland Sky, so I think Portland Sky will be fitter for this run and nearly turn the tables. September Run will get stuck from gate 1. That's the only query I had. It's a very, very wide open race. I went with Portland Sky. All it needs is some luck from gate 8. If it gets cover, it's a massive chance, I feel. Wild Ruler in there for second. Draws gate 4. Maps for a good run. 1,000 metres, I reckon, is up its alley, so it's got to go in there. The Inferno off the back of that last run also, and September Run. It'll just get stuck from gate 1. It's such a wide open race. I had such trouble splitting all of them. Probably Profiteer could have even been first. That's how close it was, but I've gone with Portland Sky. Race 8 is the Group 2 Stock Stakes for the mares over the 1,600 metres. The favourite was Quantum Mechanic at $4.80 up there from Butter Chicken at $5. They both head the market. This is the last start effort at Flemington of Quantum Mechanic, Only Words, Butter Chicken and Rich Hips. They all ran very well. Watch Only Words and Quantum Mechanic. I want you to focus on them. Only Words is held up and Quantum Mechanic is full bore. You can see just both of them. Only Words is held up. Only Words is $10. Quantum Mechanic is $5. I don't understand that. Only Words draws gate 3, gets Craig Williams. That replay's a bit glitchy, but we'll stick with it. Only Words, I reckon, shows massive value at $9.50 in the last, based off that run. Quantum Mechanic, I have to throw it in there. I still think it's a very classy horse. Off the back of that last run, probably Only Words going better. Impecunious is also very promising, starting to fade now for its promisingness, but I've got it in there. And Rich Hips, it's up to the 1,600 metres, which will suit it. Gate 5 will go well, but Only Words in the last for me.